G'day! In today's video I'm having a bit of a look at an older gaming laptop. Here beside me I've got the Acer Helios 300 from 2017. This one came out with a i7 7700HQ, 16GB of RAM as a single stick, a 2TB 2.5-inch drive and a 256 SSD. It is also running a GTX 1060 6GB model, if I remember correctly. And this particular one, I received it as part of a trade-in for a gaming computer. So, knocked off around about 500 Australian dollars for this particular machine. And since then I've upgraded it to a 1TB Kingston A2000 NVMe drive. And also added a further 16GB of RAM to get it running in dual channel. One thing I did discover though, the memory the BIOS or the board seems to cap out at around 20GB of RAM. Take a look right now. I had a look the other day and it only showed 19GB. So right now it says installed RAM 20GB, 19.9 usable. So it doesn't actually pick up the full amount of RAM. So that is a tad disappointing. But what's it like to game on? So the other disappointing factor, before I go any further, is the panel on this one is only a 60Hz panel at 1080. The colours on it do seem to be a bit washed out, so it's not overly a great panel to look at. But I've tried a handful of games on there. I've tried Fortnite, Resident Evil 2. I did also try Cyberpunk, and out of the bunch, that one was one that definitely showed the age of this particular machine, with the CPU, or the GPU running at 99% usage, no matter what graphic settings I had at 1080 resolution. Tried it on high, it basically was throttling it. It was at 99% usage. Dropped it to everything down to low, and it virtually made no difference at all, apart from adding about 20 more frames. So with everything on high, I was getting about a 30 FPS experience. When I dropped it down to low, it was getting me about anywhere from about 50 to 60 FPS, maybe a little bit higher if you're lucky. So for brand new games, it's definitely showing its age. Another one I did try on there was Valorant. And that one came back pretty comparable to its, I'd almost say the newer big brother. One here's the Nitro 5 with the 3060 and a quad-core i5 processor in it. So both of these got fairly comparable frame rates. Granted, on this one you don't get the advantage of high frame rates with a higher hertz screen as opposed to the much newer machine. So I will be releasing a bit of a benchmark video comparing the two with those handful of games. Just to get a rough idea. I'm curious to see how much the technology has improved over the last essentially 4 years, as this one did come out in mid-2017, this one came out in 2021, so I'm curious to see what the differences there will be. Overall, the actual cosmetic appearance of this one is very similar, especially if we have a look at the side here. So comparing side by side, we have the angled corners up the top over here, both of them extremely similar, same with the curvature down the bottom of the laptop. The biggest difference I see is the weight and the overall size. So the bezels, even though you can see here they're about a thumb width apart, and on this one they're certainly not. And if I close it down, we have a much more gamery appearance, which personally I'm not overly a fan of. These red highlights don't really do anything for me at all. Same with over here, we have the cooler all located over here, and then I/O is all fairly standard from there. If we compare it with the back of the Nitro 5, this generation, as you can see, top wood is black. Acer blacked out over here, slightly glossy. On the back we still have a similar gamer appearance to it. I'll hold it up for you guys to see. Even though there's only a little bit of difference over here, it does feel like a fair bit of difference in size. It just seems odd, even though the bezels are only maybe an inch bigger, or it's an inch wider than the machine. I find that overall it feels considerably larger compared to its much newer brother. Anyway, that will do for today, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.